in this video, I'll be making a tier list for the Leo Cup, discussing all of the Umas and why they are good or why they are not viable for the next Leo Cup. First of all, here we have Agnes Tachyon. Agnes Tachyon is a pretty decent overall for the next Leo Cup due to her unique, which is recovery skill. It's pretty nice because definitely you need a recovery skill for the medium distance. She also has a pretty good skill, which is the medium straightaways and dominator skill, pretty much suited for like the Leo Cup. And she even have race planner on top of it. Agnes Tachyon about like S or A tier, but probably we should go with A tier. Next up, we have the Bright Air Groove. So, the Bright Air Groove, in my opinion, is a really solid pace chaser as well. Her unique Eternal Moments increase velocity when starting to make a move from a position toward the front mid race. I'm pretty sure this unique is not really that good because of the face random one. If you don't proc the overtake in this face random one, then this unique might just not ever proc. It's a pretty hard to proc unique as well. As for her innate skill, corner acceleration, bad skill, unyielding spirit doesn't work on medium, page chaser corner is a good skill, so this is definitely a must take. Big sisterly doesn't work, ramp up is an okay skill, corner zero is a bad skill, do not take this. It activates randomly and it's so RNG that it's not reliable acceleration. I'll probably rate this Bright Air Groove somewhere around C or even not viable. Just definitely do not run this. It's not good for the medium. Okay, next up we have normal version of the Air Groove. The normal version of the Air Groove is actually a really good pace chaser. I think you can also run her as the debuffer. Her unique is reliable though. If you're doing an overtake on the final corner, and your fourth position or above. As I'm assuming that the lobby will be front runner heavy meta, you run her as a pace chaser, it's automatically you'll be up above the fourth position, right? So this unique pretty much just activates. Her innate skill though is not too much. Hesitant and closer is alright. Dusting disorientation doesn't really do much, as this debuff is only full of view. This doesn't really do anything. Lane length remain also doesn't do anything, as lane movement speed doesn't affect anything until it is reworked on the first anniversary. Overall, I'll probably just put this on B tier. Next up, we have Biwa Hayahide. Let's actually see the effect together. On the final corner, if she doesn't overtake and she's above the fourth position, then she gets a bonus speed. I guess Air Groove is better, right? Because Air Groove is like above the fourth position. If the lobby is very heavy front runner, you won't be like above the fourth position. It's the same like with the El Condor Pasa pace chaser problems. It also has the upgraded gold version, which is calm and collected. It's an okay gold skill to take. You definitely can complement this with like swinging maestro or whatever recovery skills you can get. Frenzied and closer, not really good skill to take. Cooldown doesn't work on the medium race rank. So I'll probably rate this at C tier, just because I believe Air Groove Unique is just better overall than Biwa. We've come to the next Uma, which is Curren Chan. Yeah, she doesn't have a good aptitude for medium, so it is what it is. Let's put her in the not viable. Next up, we have Daiwa Scarlet. Daiwa Scarlet is always like a good free-to-play option. Pretty much can run her as a front or pace chaser, but I believe most of the people will run her as a front runner due to her unique. Because if she stays on the number one and it's halfway through the race, then she gets like a huge target speed and acceleration. She can become a Daiwa rocket if she procs this unique at a very good position. However, I do feel like it's gonna lag a lot due to the rise of Summer Maruzensky, and it's gonna be so hard for Daiwa Scarlet to actually get the first position. For her innate skills, competitive spirit, it's an alright skill because we're assuming everyone will be running front runner, right? Up tempo, this skill, I believe she got the gold version, which is Killer Tune. She's pretty much gonna proc this anyway, because it's like the first phase, and like she's gonna be above the fifth position if you're running her as a front runner. So it's definitely a good gold speed skill to take. Prepared to pass will not take the skill as we're running her as a front runner, I assume. Race planner is a good recovery skill, but we're running her as a front runner, so it's kind of useless to be honest on her. I was somewhere along A or B tier. Definitely if she was on the B tier, somewhere along like the higher B tier, I'll probably put her in a low A tier just because she's one of the better frontrunners as well. Next up, we have El Condor Pasa. I don't think that El Condor Pasa is good for the next CM because the unique activates on the straight, which is too far from the last bird to gain any acceleration bonus. As it's also really hard to build her as a frontrunner as well because of her aptitude. As for her innate skill, she got Pace Chaser straight away. It's an okay to take if you're running her as a Pace Chaser. Stamina to spare. It's get upgraded on Calm and Collected. It's an okay skill to take. Clairvoyance. This skill is actually useless. Do not take this skill. It just increases your field of view. It does nothing. So I'll probably put her in a C tier just because of it. Her unique also doesn't really do anything, to be honest. Okay, next up we have Gorushi. Gold Ship should be one of the best contender for the next Leo Cup. Due to the anchors away, she's pretty much always gonna get this anyway, because if you're running her as an encloser, you're pretty much above the 5th position, right? As for the innate skills, Uma Stan is an alright skill. I'm not too sure if you're gonna take this skill though, because if we're assuming the meta is gonna be a frontrunner heavy lobby, right? This skill will probably not just activate. Since from the CM, I'm seeing that there's a lot of late surgers. And like people just keep running late gamblers. There's like one lobby where it's almost like 4 or 5 late surgers. This skill might actually be usable in that scenario. The coast is clear as a useless skill. This is just a feel of view skill. Do not take this skill. Go home specialist doesn't work on the next CM because on the Hanshin turf map next CM, there's actually no downhill. There's only uphill and uphill on the race course. So do not take this skill. It will not activate. It is a useless gold recovery skill. I also want to mention one upside of running an encloser is that you can dodge all the nice nature debuff, which is really nice. Nice. I'll probably rate her A tier because she's just a solid unit overall. Okay, and with that, we've come to Gures Wanda. Gures Wonder is also one of the more solid unit for the next Leo Cup, just simply because of the fact that she has this Dominator skill. She's pretty much the same tier as Agnes Tachyon. I'll probably put her in A tier because of the Dominator skill. It's a really good speed debuff skill, of course. I'm pretty sure everyone will run at least one speed debuff skill for the next CM. So yeah, definitely she's like a good free to play option as well, which is really really nice. Her unique, when there's a will, there's a way. It's a good unique skill as well. You basically need to do an overtake if you are fourth above position on the final corner. This is a pretty reliable unique as you're running her as a late surger anyway. That's pretty much it. She also has on your left gambling acceleration skill. She's definitely up there. So I'm gonna put her here in the A tier. Haru Urara. I'm probably not gonna even pull this, but you get the reason why, right? If you're an Oshi main and you want to run her, then feel free to do it, but I don't see any reason besides if you're an Oshi main of Haru Urara. She's just too hard to build. It's not even worth it. Hishi Amazon coming up next is also an end closer. I believe her unique skill is also really hard to proc because it needs to be on the final corner. Checks if the girl behind you is closer to the inner fence than you. It's a really hard skill to proc because of this. Because you add more RNG to the unique skill, right? Okay, as for her innate skills, go with the flow, do not take the skill. Masterful Gambit is actually a okay speed skill. She's gonna get the gold version, which is Storm Undrum. She also has a encloser corners, which is a good skills to take. Unyielding, increased ability to fight back when passed by another runner. That's a pretty weird skill to take actually. You're assuming on the final corner you're getting overtake. It's not that you are the one overtaking, but you're getting overtake. So I'm pretty sure it's not like a really good skill to take. But she has end closer straight away, end closer corner, and which is a really, really strong end closer skills. If only her unique doesn't have this in behind in. I'll probably rate her as like B tier, but I'll probably just rate her C tier just because of her unique. We've come to the next, which is King Hollow. Her unique greatly increased velocity. Okay, this is pretty much just Oguri Cap, right? You need to run her as a late surger. You need to be in the 5th or like the 7th position, and you need to not get rushed I believe Oguri Cap is like you don't have this rush condition and it's like or was it at the front position? But 4.5 speed boost is huge though. Blinding Flash on sprint distance, this is not viable. I need a spirit, not viable. Bigger feature, useless skill, do not take this. I'll probably put her in the lower B tier. Next up, we have Maruzensky. Maruzensky should be one of the better ones, I believe, for next CM. Just because of her own unique skill, Redshift. I'm pretty sure everyone knows Redshift is pretty much it's a really, really good acceleration skill for your next CM. It will activate on the final corner, which is pretty much here. If you proc this skill, it's pretty much the same as Seiun Sky unique. You just pretty much win, right? So yeah, definitely I'll put her in the A tier just because of this unique. As for her innate skill, she has straight away adapt. It's an alright skill to take. Shifting gear doesn't work. I'll reread it. This skill is not good until the first anniversary rework because the accumulate time 5 seconds means that with groundwork you already reach the top speed at the start of a race. So do not take the skill. Changing gears doesn't work. She has focus though. This kind of help with the late start and stuff, but definitely if you can get concentration, it will be a lot better. Step on the gas. Useless skill, do not take. It's not medium. I'll probably put her in the A tier just because of her unique. Next up, we have Matikan. I don't know how you spell it, but I hope it's correct. Matikanefukukitaru. Yep, one of the hardest Uma to spell because of her name. I see victory in my future. It activates on the late race, and she needs to be above. Yeah, it's above the third position, so fourth, fifth, and upwards. And you need to be blocked. Being blocked is really awkward. If you're blocked, might as well just lose the race, to be honest. I mean, it's understandable if you get blocked on the middle part of the race, right? If you're blocked on the late race, it's pretty much over, right? Lucky 7, not a good skill. You pretty much have to gamble. This skill activates on the late race. Recovery skill that activate on the late race sometimes is useless, right? Because you already activate the last spurt. If this recovery skill activates too late, it doesn't account to your last spurt stamina. So pretty much a bit useless skill to take. 777 is an okay recovery skill to take. Illusionist doesn't work long distance racetrack. Trick Rear is a debuff skill. It's probably just better to like take like the Subdued or like the Froster. She has the gold version of Lucky 7. Not a good skill. Do not take this. It's 60 plus on speed, stamina, power, but you need to be in the 7th position, which is like 1 out of 9. And with that, I'll probably rate her in the C tier. Next up, we have Mayano Top Gun, the bright version, Flowery Maneuver. So her unique skill, there's 2 versions of this. If you're running her as a front runner, this part will activate. If you are running her as a late surger or encloser, you get an acceleration instead. If you are running Wedding Mayano, you run her as a late surger or encloser for the second part of the unique. Because this skill activates on the final corner, it's pretty much gonna activate anyway because you're gonna be in the 5th or 7th position and you're doing an overtake on the final corner. You get a massive acceleration. So this is just another gambling acceleration skill if you're running her as a late surger or encloser. Okay, as for her innate skill, corner recovery, solid skill, surge tap, you're not running her as a pace chaser. It's either front, late, or encloser. She also has mystifying murmur. So if you run Wedding Mayano, nice nature, you can just stamina check a lot of your enemies. Also has Swinging Maestro, which is really huge. So if you don't have Super Quick, then you can just drop Super Quick and like borrow another support card, right? Yeah, she might be S tier. Yeah, she's definitely either S tier or the upper A tier. Next up, we have the normal version of Mayano. Fleshy landing, if we see increased ability to break out of the pack on the straight after engaging in a challenge toward the front on the final corner. This unique is really awkward to activate because you need to be blocked on all of the sides. I guess in this meta where your frontrunner is really dominant, you probably might see this activate sometimes. Although if you activate this, it's a really good unique because you get acceleration on top of it, right? And it activates on the final corner, which is pretty huge if you activate this at the correct timing. For the innate skill, straight away recovery, it's gonna be upgraded to Bofa. Bofa is an okay skill to take for the next CM. It's one of the better gold recovery skill. She also has the gold version of Nimble Navigator, which is no stopping me. This skill is also a pretty much gambling acceleration skill, zero point 0.4 acceleration and increased lane movement speed. This lane movement speed doesn't do anything, so you're basically just grabbing the skill for the acceleration. Here again, you need to be blocked in front of you on the last spurt. She just pretty much wants to get blocked, and if she gets blocked, she pretty much wins. I'll probably rate her B tier. Queen, the anime version. I haven't seen anyone actually run this unit, any CM so far. So on the final corner, you have 35% stamina remaining, and you need to be above the third position. And there's another Uma behind you that is trying to overtake you. This skill is too much of an RNG to proc. I'm pretty sure you're gonna learn her as a pace chaser, and most of the time you will not be above the third position. This unique is pretty much not gonna activate in my opinion. As for her innate skill, cooldown doesn't work. Rough up is an okay skill. Beeline burst, it's an alright skill to grab, I guess. I'll probably rate her on the C tier. Okay, and with that, we come to the normal version of McQueen. Definitely, if you want to run McQueen as your Oshi, just run her normal version, right? Her unique is far better. Increased velocity with determination not to be overtaken, one position toward the front on the final corner. It's pretty much clear. You just need to be on the front half of the race pack on the final corner. Spring Hunter doesn't work. Stamina to spare. She got the calm and collected, right? Yeah. This is an okay gold recovery skill to take. You can also run the special week support event card if you have for the Gourmand of long corners. Doesn't work. Vanguard Spirit doesn't work for the medium distance. Pretty much a solid Uma. This will go into the bait tier. We have come to Mejiro Ryan. Mejiro Ryan is one of the better Umas, obviously, because Let's Pump Some Iron is her unique, right? This is an acceleration skill. You need to be in the sixth position to activate this unique. For her innate skill, it's an okay skill, also okay skill to take as well. Killer Tunes, good cold speed skill. Medium straightaways, good skill as well. Rising Dragon. Oh, this is the gold version, right? Yeah, this is a good skill if it activates correctly. Overall, solid. She's pretty much just another version of Maruzensky, but for the laser year. Definitely A tier. Next up, we have Mihono Bourbon. Mihono is one of the worst ones, I believe, as of the frontrunner. So her unique skill G00 first, increase velocity. When positioned toward the front after making it to the final straight without faltering, it's too much of a condition to activate. You definitely need concentration because if you get bad start, this skill doesn't activate. If you get rushed, this skill doesn't activate. If you are below the third position, this skill also doesn't activate. But your running air has a front runner, right? So you're assuming she's gonna be above the third position anyway, so this is fine. Okay, for her innate skill, early lead, useless skill as of now. This is an alright skill if there is no condition of the first position. Having to be in the first position, right, is really bad because on the middle race, we're assuming there's gonna be Summer Maruzensky. So Summer Maruzensky is gonna just take the first position and this skill will not activate. So yeah. For another stairways, good skill to take. Taking the lead. This is the upgrade version of early lead. Do not take this skill. For another corners, good skill to take. Track Blazer. This is the upgrade version of Rosy Autumn. As a reason I have stated before, this is so RNG to proc because of all the other frontrunners that's gonna overtake. Yeah, it's just definitely just go on the C tier. Narita Brian. This unique. The other condition is alright, but you need to do an overtake and like the fence requirement, like you need to be on the other side of the fence. Makes it a little bit more RNG. Medium straightaways, alright, solid. Straightaways, adapt, solid. Preferred position, solid. Skill. She also have the gold version of straightaway adapt. This is a okay gold speed skill to take. Lone Wolf, in body and mind. I guess her innate skill is really, really solid. Definitely she's on the upper C tier or the lower B tier. Okay, and with that, we have the next Uma, which is the Potential Man, aka Mr. Narita Taishin. But I believe she's not really that good. The Encroaching Shadow, this skill is not good because if we see on the racetrack, the straight is too far from the last bird, which is right here. So yeah, with that, Narita Taishin definitely falls off from compared to this CM and like CM2, where this gold skill is actually one of the best exploration skill. Nemesis, it's an alright skill, but I have seen a lot of Narita Taishin in this CM doesn't proc this unique because most of the Narita Taishin that I see, right, they focus too much on getting acceleration skill, for example, Furious Feet, all the Let's Bomb Some Armor and Shooting or Victory, Redshift, whatever, and they don't take any of the middle leg skill. It's like a huge problem because you are never going to do an overtake somehow until the late race. So it's so hard to see this unique procs. But yeah, if you're building Narita Taishin, then I suggest actually grabbing some more of the middle leg skill, like Provision of Curvature if you can, and some of those speed skill to help you activate this unique better. Okay, as for innate skill, Lone Wolf, okay, good skill. Okay, Sleeping Lion is a good skill, as this skill will pretty much activate anyway, because you will not be seeing any Haru Urara domain expansion or whatever it's called, the frontrunner thingy, because everyone will run frontrunner these days. So, Sleeping Lion, good skill to take. Cherry Whisper and Encroaching Shadow doesn't do anything, do not take this. And Closer Straight Away, good skill to take. I'll probably just put her in a B tier. But like, she's one of the worst one. Even I would rate Gold Chip better than Narita Taishin specifically for this CM. Nice Nature, debuffer. The Stamina Destroyer. Nice Nature, she's been since forever in every CM, pretty much to be honest, as of now. Just because of this, right? Mystifying Murmur, All Seeing Eye, these are both really, really, really solid stamina debuff skills. If you have Nice Nature on this track and people build like barely enough stamina for the race, you can pretty much just stamina check them and they don't have enough stamina for the last bird. GG's, you won, right? There's not really much explanation needed. Just definitely go on the S tier. Okay, and I also want to add, if you're building Nice Nature, try to get the Late Surger Savvy because it helps you with increasing the range to hit like the front runners because Summer Maruzensky will go ahead further off the pack, right? So sometimes All Seeing Eye could miss. Spam all the stamina debuff skill on her, get subdued front runner, subdued base chaser, flustered front runner, whatever you can to eliminate all your enemy's stamina. Next up, we have Oguri Cap. I'll probably just straight up put her in an A tier, but we'll discuss why Oguri Cap is good, right? Oguri Cap has a good unique skill, Triumphant Pulse. Pretty much you're gonna activate this anyway if you run her as a base chaser. You only need to be in the second to the fifth position, and there's unique activate at the 200 meters mark, 4.5 speed boost, which is really huge. She's pretty easy to build, 20% speed boost, innate skill, corner acceleration, not a good skill to take. Acceleration doesn't activate. Hydrate, she gets the gold version, which is Corman. This is a good gold cover skill. Definitely grab the skill. Nimble Navigator, I recommend to not take the skill. Corner Connoisseur, bad skill, do not take. This is RNG acceleration skill. Next up, we have Raishawa. Blue Rose Closer. Increase velocity with a strong willpower when breaking out of the pack on the final straight. You need to be above the fourth position and you are doing an overtake. It's an alright skill. As for her innate skill, Subdued Page Chaser, good skill to take. You want to make her as a debuffer somehow. There's no downhill on the next Leo Cup, do not take this skill. Deep Breath doesn't work. Highlander, yeah, skills that activate here is an alright skill to take. I guess if it activates way too early here, it doesn't have any value. But since you're already accelerating and like you're almost reaching like the top speed anyway, it's a alright skill to take. Determine, Descent, no, there's no downhill on this map. This skill is useless. Hydrate, okay skill to take. Cooldown, doesn't work. Okay, and with that, I'll probably just put her on a C tier. Miss Bakushin. She doesn't have an aptitude on medium. If you somehow manage to make her for the medium distance, congrats, you are definitely one of the Oshi PvPer, and I salute you for your hard work, but she is not viable in my opinion. Coming up next, we have Seiun Sky. The only downside of Seiun Sky is it's pretty much hard to build her, right? This is from my personal experience. It's so hard to build a decent Seiun Sky because she has 0% bonus on speed. It's so hard to hit the speed cap. Her unique skill, Angling and Scheming, By this point, everyone knows this is one of the best acceleration skill for the frontrunner. You just need to be in the first position. If you keep this somehow, especially on Seiun Sky herself, she pretty much just wins, right? For her innate skill, Hesitant Base Chaser, I don't think you'll grab debuff skill. You just want to stack all the speed skill on her. Keeping lead doesn't activate. Fast pace, a good skill to take. Frontrunner is heavy, good skill to take. Additional green skill makes less of the groundwork grind. Vanguard Spirit doesn't activate. Tell Head High, good skill to take. Because if you proc all the skills on the middle leg and you get Tell Head High, high chance your Seiun Sky gets enough speed to do an overtake. Escape Artist, same reasoning. Grab the skill, it's a good speed skill. Yeah, she also has frontrunner straightaways on her events. And with that, she's definitely up on the A tier somewhere. And with that, we have Suzuka. Suzuka is one of the frontrunners that I've been seeing a lot on the CM due to the fact she have concentration. A lot of the frontrunners lose the CM because of the late start, right? I would put her on a B tier just due to this fact, but her unique skill, it's also really hard to proc because you want her to be on the first position. This is so hard to keep because the final straight is like way further than the Cancer Cup final straight. For this CM, after the corner, there's like not really much overtake zone you can do, and you end up in the final straight. But for the next CM, the final straight is too far. So if you don't hit angling and scheming here, it's pretty much just over. Because her unique will never activate. That's what I think about Suzuka. She's definitely better on this CM. Because there's not too much overtake zone. And like the last bird for the final straight is really, really close. So it's way better for her on the CM. Next CM is right-handed, so this doesn't work. Concentration, good skill. Fast pace, good skill. Unrestrained. Uh, this skill is so awkward because the same point stands that she needs to be in the first position. Upper C tier, or definitely the low B tier. I guess I'll just put her upper, like most of the upper C tier. Okay, and with that, we have the best frontrunner for this CM, Miss Smart Falcon. I'm pretty sure she falls off really hard for the next CM due to the fact that the racetrack is longer. This racetrack, she's good because if she procs her unique right, after she procs her unique, there's like a no overtake zone, and if that happens, she pretty much secures the lead up until like the corner, and you only need to proc like for example, forfeiture of curvature and like a little bit of skill, and she keeps that first position lead until the final part. But for the next CM, I believe it's so hard to keep her lead still, just because of the fact of again Summer Maruzensky. I've been talking too much about Summer Maruzensky, but I just want to emphasize that Summer Maruzensky will change the whole frontrunner meta. But Smart Falcon definitely still a solid Uma. Despite having very hard to build her because let's just be real. If you build Smart Falcon, you're a sweaty tryhard, right? You need to get like 10-star spark on turf, and her affinity with like the Umas is not good. Smart Falcon, yeah, if you see right here, she only has one good affinity, which is Mihono Bourbon. So it's so hard to get the groundwork to her, which makes the grind so much more tedious. As for her innate skill, for her Zevi, take this. Another green skill makes your life easier for the groundwork grind. Nexium is firm, right? Yeah, firm condition. So do not take this wet condition skill. Top pick doesn't work for the dirt distance. Center stage, useless skill. Do not take this. Holy race course, do not take this. Turning in the charts, do not take this. It doesn't work. And yeah, I'll definitely just put her on the B tier. Okay, next we have Special Week. Shooting Star, one of the better unique skill for the Pace Chaser, right? I believe was it Right Shower that was on the final straight. So this is the better version because you only need to do the overtake at any point on the late race here. As for her innate skill, good gold recovery skill, she has an R as well. But I guess it's just better for Pace Chaser, right? Because you get a free Gorman from her kit, in body and mind. Okay, gold speed skill. Yeah, she's a solid B. Next up, we have Super Quick is actually a little bit awkward because you just run her because you want to stay alive. She's basically much better if you want to run her like for the long distance because her unique and like all her skills is way better for the long distance because it's mostly just recovery skill. This is a recovery skill, and then she also has swinging maestro, and you can also just slam in like Gorman. You can just slam so much gold recovery on this unit to just stay alive. With that, I'll probably just put her on the B tier because if you have so many gold recovery, right, chances are you'll just still run until the race finish because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of nice natures and all of that. So she's a solid B tier in my opinion. Okay, and with that we have Rudolph. Rudolph is definitely one of the better ones. She's an A tier for me. She's like the trio trifecta of the Dominator debuff. Really solid unique. This unique needs just a 3 overtake on the final corner. So you get a massive speed boost as well. Definitely run her as a late surger because you want to overtake as many Umas as you can. And with Rudolph, I suggest you building her more as a hybrid Uma rather than a debuffer Uma. Because you cannot run the R version of the card, right? Most of the stamina debuff skills, like subdued late surger, subdued front runner, subdued base chaser, they all come from the R Symboli Rudolf card. So it's so hard to get these skills that it's just better to build up as a hybrid Dominator Ace debuff. So you grab Dominator and you run her as pretty much a normal late surger Ace. So yeah, definitely an A tier for me. Alright, next we have Taiki Shuttle. Taiki Shuttle is hard to build for Nexium. She has E aptitude. Despite that, she has a good acceleration skill, right? Shooting for victory, solid acceleration skill. For her innate skills, straight away depth, okay to take. I don't think you'll take this savvy skill. There's not really much value from this skill. Shifting gears, not good. This doesn't activate, doesn't activate, doesn't activate, doesn't activate. All her skills is small distance, so you'll probably just run her for the shooting for victory. I'll probably just put her in an A tier because acceleration skill is the GOAT, right, in this game. TM Opera O. That dance is for Victoria. Holy, that unit doesn't look like it will activate anytime soon. This skill is like way worse than Mayano Top Gun, even though Mayano Top Gun has like a billion requirements for being blocked. Prepare to pass, decent skill for the up tempo, okay. Non-standard distance, this will activate for the next because Hanshin is 2,200 meters. Speed Star, this is a good gold speed skill for Page Chaser, definitely grab this. Killer Tune, good gold speed skill as well. So yeah, I'll probably just put her in the C tier because of her unique. Do not run this unless she's your Oshis. Next we have Tail. The anime version of Tail. Certain Victory. I'm pretty sure it's one also of the harder unique skill to proc because on the final straight, you need to do an overtake. You need to be above on the 5th position and you're doing an overtake on the straight. Number of seconds you've had any overtake target. That adds up a little bit more RNG to how you overtake this. Because if you don't have this condition, right, then it's a really good unique skill, especially on the final straight where it's already so close to finish line that 2 seconds matters a lot. So this skill might activate even too late here because you're waiting for the 2 seconds overtake timing. Okay, as for her innate skill, Spring Runner doesn't activate. Race Runner, good gold recovery skill. Take this definitely. Corner recovery, I mean, just grab swinging maestro, right? Miraculous step, decrease fatigue when moving sideways. I'm not gonna give my comment for this because I'm not too sure about the lane moving and how reliable this is. She's definitely just C tier for me. Alright, next we have the original version of Tokai Teio. I believe this unique better than the anime version. Yeah, this is the better unique skill than the anime version. Definitely, the skill is easier to activate. You get also a massive 4.5. Let's see her in a skill. Useless skill, no take this. Thunderbolt phase 1. So yeah, acceleration doesn't do anything on the middle race, so this is a useless skill pretty much. Technician. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the late movement. I'm not gonna comment on this. Do not take this skill. Acceleration on the first phase doesn't do anything. This is a bad skill. Do not take this. Yeah, she's either a little bit higher than the anime version, or I can just put her here on a B. Next up, we have Vodka, the late gamblers, one of the most famous one for this Cancer Cup CM. Yeah, this is a similar skill to Oguri Cap. You just need a little bit more extra, which is if you're behind or in front of an Uma and you're above the third position, one of the more reliable unique skill. For her unique skill, this is a good acceleration gambling skill, but it only activates on the mall distance. Next is medium, so do not take this skill actually. Slick search is definitely still a must take. This is on your left. It has Bofa. This skill is okay. You can just supplement this with swinging maestro, and you can call it a day, right? Mall sideways, this skill doesn't work. Furious speed, good skill, but it doesn't work. Vodka is a solid B tier. Next up, we have winning ticket. Our ticket to win. Refuse to back down from a challenge on the final straight. She needs to be blocked on the final straight. This is like a C tier unique, I guess. Firm conditions, okay, this will activate. Steadfast, this is an awkward skill to take. Because on the final corner, you want to be the one overtaking, not be the one being overtaken. We have fighter. This skill is not a good gambling late searcher skill because what could happen is that this skill could activate anytime after 5 seconds has passed in the race, right? Due to this fact, it could just straight up activate on the middle leg of part of the race, and your exertion just goes to waste. Position fill for good late searcher skill. Hard worker, this is a gold version of fighter. Do not grab this. You're just wasting skill points if you take this. Late searcher corners though. This is a good skill to take. Fast and Furious, solid skill to take. I'll probably put her on C tier still. Next up, we have Summer Maruzensky. I do not need to discuss on this. She is at the top of the top. If I can make an SS tier, she is SS tier. There's not really much to explain about Summer Maruzensky. Awesome unique skill. You basically just needs to activate a recovery skill and it will activate anyway. So you get to keep your first position with this unique. You can also supplement with like 777 or whatever. Restless, good gold unique skill for the next CM. Speed Eater doesn't work. Mom Maven doesn't work, but she's just a solid Uma overall. Okay, next we have Summer Spei-chan. Summer Special Week is one of the better late surgers. Her unique, she has a recovery skill on medium distance, right? Because of the nice nature debuff and whatnot. Solid unique skill. Makes your life easier. Just grab Swinging Maestro and this, and you're good to go. For her innate skill, she has pretty solid skills as well. Ramp up, position pulver, good late surger skills. Thunderbolt stop, not really good to take. Sunny Days, I mean, it's extra guts if you want to take it, feel free. Fast and Furious, good late surger skill. Del Head High, solid skill. Ramp up, gold version skill, solid skill. She's definitely a free A tier in my opinion. Next up, we have Gold City. That's actually a bad stat bonus. Well, to be fair, Guts will be buffed in the future, right? But as of now, that's not a really good stat bonus. Her unique, keep it real. If this condition is not halfway to the race, and it's like phase 2, let's say, this is a really good acceleration skill. But since you could activate this unique after the halfway to the race, it's a bad skill. Because if you activate this way too early, you don't even get a bonus speed, like for example with Daiwa Scarlet. Like for the innate skill, Hanshin race course, take this, it's free stamina. This doesn't activate. Slick Search, good late surger acceleration gambling skill. Definitely take this if you're running her as a late surger. Slipstream, good skill. Keen Eye doesn't activate. Acceleration doesn't activate. On your left, definitely take this gold skill then. It's a good gambling acceleration skill. I'll definitely rate her a bit lower because of her unique. Because her unique, how to say it, garbage in my opinion. It's a rough one for me. And with that, we have Fuji Kiseki. Fuji Kiseki is similar to Oguri Cap. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is still confused with like the Japanese version of this unique. They were speaking about the unique skill being 300 meters remaining. As of the global version, it only activates like on the final straight. Yeah, it could pretty much just happen anywhere on the final straight. Actually, it kind of makes the unique skill a little bit less reliable, right? Because with 200 meters remaining, you definitely already know like when it will activate. But with this, it might activate a little bit too late. It loses kind of value on that. Okay, let's see her innate skills. I guess an okay debuff skill, but you're not gonna build her as a debuffer anyway. This skill doesn't activate. Preferred position, good skill to take. She has the gold version, I believe, which is Race Planner. This is a good gold recovery skill. Small corners doesn't work. Big sisterly doesn't work. Shifting gear also doesn't work. She's either C tier or a low B tier. I guess I'll put her on a low B tier as well. That is Grass Wanda Fantasy version. This Uma, I'm pretty sure it's more better to just inherit this unique to other Uma. This inherit, it's basically a good recovery skill, right? So at the first phase, if there's any overtake happen to you and you're above the fourth position, then it's just a free recovery skill, right? If you want to run her, it's better to run her as a late surger or her innate skill, base strategy, one pass partner runner. This isn't okay because it's still on the mid race, right? Deep breath doesn't work. Small breather. Just the gold version, which is relax. This right here. This is a little bit awkward, right? Because phase random 2, it might happen a little bit early on the late race or too far when the race is almost over. So might not be a good skill to take because if the skill activates too late, then you get no value from the stamina recovery. Cooldown, it doesn't activate on medium. Late surge savvy, you're probably still not just gonna take this for no reason, right? Because this skill is only good on nice nature. I'll probably make her as B just because she can run until the end of the race because of her unique skill. Last we have El Condor Pasa, the fantasy version. She is also one of the late gamblers because of her unique skill, Condor's Fury. This unique skill increases your acceleration when aiming for the front on the final corner. So it's one of the better acceleration skill as well because the final corner is hit right. Technically, you can just assume this unique skill as just another gold gambling acceleration skill on your kit. As for the innate skill, home stretch haste, okay skill to take, updrafter doesn't work. Or as well, okay skill to take. Unyielding spirit doesn't work. 1500cc, good skill to take because we have uphill on the map. Rising Dragon, good skill to take. This is the gold version of Outer Swell. Pretty solid Uma. I'll probably put her on the A tier. So she is one of the better gambling late acceleration Uma. Okay, so Meisho Doto. Solid base chaser. She's one of the better ones. I never goof up. This unique skill is pretty good. This unique skill, it activates on the late race, right? The condition is pretty much free in the sense that if you make a setup Uma that dies, for example, you make an Uma that have low stamina and they just straight up dies on the late race, it's a free unique skill. And what makes this really good is that since it's phase 2, if you activate this overtake on like the very early late race, you get a free acceleration and free speed. This is just a better Curren Chan, right? Curren has a pretty similar unique activation, but her is really tight because she needs on the third position or the fourth position. The activation condition is like, I believe it was 65% or 75% through the race. This one, not that type of restriction for this. And it's really easy to set up for the overtake. As for her innate skill, medium distance corner, great skill to take. Passing preparation, good skill to take. Non-core distance, good skill to take. This is free stamina. Hanshin is 2200 meter. Speed Star, great skill to take. Definitely grab this gold speed skill. You might not grab this skill. It's a debuffer skill. You probably won't build her as a debuffer. Indomitable Heart, if someone overtakes you during the middle leg, your stamina will recover. Okay-ish gold recovery skill. It happens on the phase 1 as well, which is a really good location to activate this. Basically, you just needs to get overtaken. It's a bit awkward, but definitely an okay gold recovery skill. I'll definitely put her in A or S tier if I can. It's probably up in the high A tier. I don't have the image for this, but just assume Meisho Doto is somewhere here. And then we have Eishin Flash. Eishin Flash is not that good, I believe. If you don't get rushed and you're above the third position, meaning that you're fourth or above and on the last straight, and you need to be always in the fourth until the seventh position, then you get a massive speed boost. And if you get rush, this unique doesn't activate. So if you see the rush bar on your screen, just know that your Eishin Flash won't win because she loses her unique skill. Even if she's not on the 4 and 7 position continuously, you have the other version, right? It's still so RNG because if you get rush, the skill doesn't activate. If you don't get rush, it's an alright skill, right? Because the condition to activate this is so easy. You only need to be above the third position and it's on the last trade, right? Pretty solid skill, but if you get rush, it's over. Your Asian Flash loses. As for her innate skill, improvise, late movement speed, useless until the first anniversary rework. Note this. Late surgeon savvy, I don't see any reason you need to grab this somehow. Medium distance corner, good skill. Definitely grab this for the Leo Cup. Last leg, a decent speed skill. I'm not too sure what's the English version for this, but yeah. Magician of the lane movement speed, do not take this skill. It's useless. Focus doesn't really do much if you're not a front runner. Okay, so this is the gold version of last leg. I'll leave this is an alright gold speed skill to take. Oh, it's in body and mind. Yeah, this is an okay gold speed skill to take. I'll probably put her down somewhere in the C tier right here because her unique is so RNG. If you get Rush, it's pretty much over for Asian Flash. We've finished the tier list for the next Leo Cup. Just assume that Meisho Doto is right here on the the A tier. And Asian Flash is somewhere here on the C tier. Definitely, all of this is my own opinion. Of course, feel free to disagree with this because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys might have your own opinion on like your own Umas and like how you like to build them. So yeah,